Hello, and this is the gaming channel, and I have taken over ALP podcast. I am here with Ben.
You're right.
And I am here with James.
You're right, this is James.
So, anyway, no, that was a lie, which goes into our first segment, legit or a bit. I'm here with Liam, the aka Vendelin, aka the gaming channel, and I'm here with Ben, aka Xanderfist, aka Oh Benno. So,
Yeah.
let's get into legit or a bit then. So, as there's three of us today, the way we're going to do this, Liam is going to guess if me and Ben are telling two truths, two lies, or if one of us is lying, telling the truth, or if the other one's lying and telling the truth. So I'll tell my story first, then Ben, you tell yours, and Liam, feel free to ask as many questions as you want. So
Alright, fair enough.
I'll tell my story first. I bought 8 sausages for £1 in Barmouth.
I mean, you never know. I mean,
Cause, alright, I'll tell you a bit about it then.
okay.
Basically, my family had already eaten somewhere else, and then we're going to this local club on the caravan place, which wasn't in Barmouth. It wasn't too far from Barmouth, but basically, I was like, oh man, well, I haven't got that much money on me. They've already gone back to the caravan place because I said, oh, I'll catch the train back to the caravan place. So I had the 8 sausages. I did say, do you want me to keep them for another day? And they said, 8 sausages for £1? Bloody hell, we're not having that. But the thing is, I ate 4 of them on the one day, then 4 of them on the other, and I'm still here to tell the tale, so they couldn't have been that bad. But then, obviously, now, unless you want to know anything else, now it's Ben's turn to tell a story.
Okie doke. So, am I going?
Yeah, go for it, yeah. Unless Liam has any more questions, anything.
Oh, wait, so he'll guess which one's the... Wait, so he'll guess the truth or the lie after we've both told him?
No, I mean, unless he has any more questions about my situation.
Alright then, so at the beginning, about mid-March this year, just a couple of months ago, I was in Berlin for a uni trip, and every night we'd go, me and the course mates and stuff would go out to this little German, we'd go to pubs and stuff. One night it was this German pub, and I'd had a bit, they wanted to have a few more drinks, but I was getting a bit tired, and I knew that back in my, hostel room, there was a copy of John Grisham's The Firm waiting for me that I really wanted to read. So I started walking back by myself, which maybe in the dark of night wasn't the best decision. But I was walking along this road, and I see these 2 women who are standing in quite posh clothing, makeup and all that, saying, hey, how are you? What's your name? Where do you come from? And I thought they were normal people, so I said, oh, hey, yeah, my name's Ben, I'm coming from England. And then at a certain point, one of them just says, do you want to have some fun? And I said, what do you mean by fun? And she said, I think she said something like, we're escorts with prostitutes, etc. And I realised that they were, when they realised they were prostitutes, I started to walk away. And after them, one of them shouted, it's legal here. I know that you went to Berlin. I mean, it's perfectly possible that you came across these prostitutes, but I'm just wondering though, because it's difficult now. I know I'm taking a while. No, that's the question, right? I don't have any questions, to be honest.
Alright, just pick then, just pick.
Alright, I've changed my mind then, so I'll say that Ben's is true and James is false.
Ben.
My story was true, yeah.
And mine was false! Well done!
Yes.
No,
Liam, you played the game very well. How did you know then?
I don't know.
Well, in all honesty, at first I thought it was the other way around. I honestly did, especially after Ben mentioned, the prostitute and whatever. But
Yeah.
it's, of course, it's perfectly possible. I mean,
Yeah.
But then I thought, when I was thinking about it after, I thought, well, I knew that you went to Berlin, but then I thought it was perfectly possible, and it seemed like it could be genuine. And then with James's, I mean, while it could be true, I guess at the same time it just sounds a bit silly, doesn't it?
Well, actually, I did. Well, actually, can I?
About prostitutes, it probably ended up with me hiring the prostitutes, I guess.
To be honest, I would have gone for both lies because I thought Ben knows that we know he went to Berlin, so it must be a load of rubbish. But Ben did it quite well, and for me, I would have gone, yeah, that's a load of bollocks as well. I would have just picked two lies if I was Liam, but Liam picked it perfectly. If you had said somewhere else, Ben, then I probably would have gone for true because I would have been like, we don't know he's gone there, so he wants us to pick lie. But
Well, I thought yours would be a bit too simple to be true. It had to be something that would like catch you out or something.
yeah.
Just ate something.
No, well, actually, can I tell you, I got this story from someone in my family. This is actually true. They went to a place not too far from Liam's and bought 8 pies for £1, like back in the 80s. And they just
Not too far from me.
yeah, I don't want to say where it is because I don't want to dox you. I can put it in the Discord if you want, in the little group.
If you want, I don't know.
Well, okay, it's a little bit far from you, I'm pretty sure, but it's quite close.
Well, you're not that far, really, though.
Yeah. But yeah, he went to buy 8 pies for £1 and he ate them all to himself. So I'm thinking, why would you take that risk with 8 pies? They're clearly trying to get rid of them. But it's all well and good. It's all well and good. If you haven't got all, if you try, and the thing is, you guys did well because they're not going to embalm us. Why would they give away 8 sausages for £1? It's meat. That can kill people. Oh. I should have gone for the pie story, but I thought to myself I might have told Ben and Liam this before, so they guessed true.
I don't think you have, so.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter anyway. It wasn't me, it was my family member, so it would have been false. So,
Fair enough, yeah.
yeah, that was a great legislator bit. Well done, Liam, considering... Have you even watched Would I Lie to You or any lying false
Yeah, I watched Would I Lie
Oh,
to You,
okay. Yeah, so you sort of know what you're doing. Fair play, though.
I'm pleased with myself.
Yeah, you guessed them both. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, next segment, random convo. So, what's your guys' favourite planets in Star Wars?
Do you want to go first, Ben? Because I'm not sure at the moment.
Alright, I'll probably just go, bit boring, but I'll probably say Forest Moon of Endor, just because, well,
Oh,
that's for Return of the Jedi.
like you said in the last one, Ewoks versus technology. So, that's...
It's not as creative as like the other planets like Ito or Mustafar or something, but no, it just has I just like the kind of mystery associated with it. Like they had no idea what was on that planet before they went, and when they found out, they were horrified.
I think it's difficult for me, but I think I'm going to say Coruscant.
Oh, nice.
Because of the architecture and
Well, the
I
thing...
like the look of it.
Well,
Good choice.
I'll just say mine quickly. I was stuck thinking about this, even though I'm the one who said the question. I was stuck between Bespin, because of Cloud City and all the coolness.
That's a good one, yeah.
Tatooine, because, you've got the pod racing area, you've got Jabba's palace, and Jabba's flying gangster ship. You've got Jabba's, not Jabba's, you've got Mos Eisley, you've got the, what are they called? The people who go, the angry.
Tusken Raiders.
That's it. You got the Tusken Raiders.
Brilliant impression.
Yeah. You've got the Tusken Raiders. You've got the Jawas and their big, massive rolling vehicle where they sell things.
Jawa.
Oh, Jawa. Yeah.
Yeah, not Jawa.
You've got
Yeah, well.
You've got Mos Eisley, and then you've got Luke's little house in the middle of nowhere, and obviously all the deserts and all that. So there's so much variety. But I have to go with
To be fair, I mean, I'd probably offer alternative and say Naboo maybe, because
Naboo's really good.
No, fair enough, actually.
Naboo is really good.
Yeah.
Because you've got
I'll pick that as well, yeah.
You've got the forest areas, you've got the city of Naboo, or city. You've got that big area where Darth Maul fights Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, if that counts as like the castle or whatever. You've got
the palace, yeah.
The palace.
And
You've got you've got the Gungan area underwater. You've got the big open areas and the foresty areas. So there's just quite a lot to it. But the one I'm picking is Coruscant, mainly because of what you said. You know, that was already going to be my pick anyway. The Jedi Temple, and all the underworlds. It's very creative. All the cars flying about, and you've even got like the really polluted industrial parts outside of the city, where Dooku and Sidious, the Emperor meet. And then there's just quite a lot of variety to it. You've got all the cool politics and all the different aliens, and a lot of stuff seems to go on there in the expanded universe and all that stuff. So that's my favourite as well, Coruscant.
Okay.
fair enough.
So, anyway, let's move on to it then. So the main topic of today is that we're going to review as many Star Wars games as we can. So, let's start off with Lego Star Wars, the video game. So, they did quite well, to be honest, because they released it before Revenge of the Sith. So, that was on...
There's quite a few Star Wars games that were released before Revenge of the Sith, actually.
Yeah.
It's weird that then you can get the entire plot of the film from that, or the book that came out beforehand.
Yeah.
But that would never happen now.
No, it's true, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, imagine just spoiling the whole of Revenge of the Sith for yourself. That'd be quite funny.
I was going to say... Sorry, go on.
No.
I think it's great. It's the first Lego game of, the kind we see today. It started that trend of Lego games. I love it personally, and also as well, I suppose this is an interesting fact, because it came out before Revenge of the Sith as well. It was one of those Star Wars games that couldn't use the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
So all those soundtracks you hear, either from episode 1 or 2, or for episode 3, I think they use original trilogy soundtracks for the levels in that game.
Fair play to them, because I didn't even notice that, so they did quite a good job.
I'm guessing in the new one, the Skywalker Saga, they'll probably amend that or something.
Well, they already did in the complete saga with episode 3, because that came out after, didn't it?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this game, man, it's like, that you could tell they genuinely cared about Star Wars, because they had Dexter's diner, Dexter Jettster's diner, where you walked about in. You had a lot of cool characters in there, They included characters that didn't really get much screen time, in the prequels. And I like how they look like the actual Lego in real life that you can buy, which is quite cool. I really like that sort of feature.
I have to admit, I did wonder why how the Super Battle Droids seem to be blue?
Yeah.
I did sort of wonder why they're blue, because they're grey in the prequels, 2 and 3, and everywhere else. But I did a bit of research, and I think the first Super Battle Droids in Lego were that colour.
Yeah, in 2002, they were.
Yeah.
I don't know why Lego did that, but yeah, the people who made the Lego Star Wars obviously copied the look of most of the figures. I wish they came out with a Boss Nass figure though. That would have been quite banterous.
If I were to guess, I'd say it's because it's easier to print things in a primary colour than it is like a shade of grey. I think it was the same.
It could be to do with the graphics and. Sorry, what?
Yeah. I don't know, just that's why Hulk is green instead of grey, because in the 60s they couldn't figure out the kind of technology to print the same shade of grey for some.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fair comment. So I'm going to just talk some weaknesses about it quickly. Obviously, it was the first Lego game that came out, so you do have to cut it some slack, but the graphics aren't the best. Some of the missions aren't really. The game's quite short. That's the biggest issue with it, in my opinion. You can get through everything quite quick, in my opinion, and there isn't any like extras or anything to do. But still a good game.
There are, but yeah, not as much. Yeah.
Still a good game though. From a personal standpoint, because this was my first experience of Star Wars when I was like 5, I'd probably give it like an 8. But if I'm talking about actual quality, probably a 7.
But to be fair though, even though it's the first Lego game, it's still kind of it hasn't aged too badly, has it?
No. But the thing is, I always just play the complete saga from now on. I don't bother going back to.
Yeah, of course.
I don't bother going back to 1 or 2 ever. So.
I've played complete saga so much, I'll probably just stop playing Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, I mean, Skywalker Saga will be awesome, but yeah, overall I give it a 7 out of 10. What would you guys give it?
Yeah, I'm saying about 7.5.
Ooh,
I bet you're going to give it a 9, Liam.
Maybe, yeah, at least an 8, maybe 9.
Actually,
I think that the game as well, it has probably the shortest level in any of those Lego games as well. You know, Gunship Cavalry in episode 2.
Yeah, that was well short, wasn't it?
That version of it, it's really short, isn't it? That level.
Yeah.
That's the one I always put off playing just because of the amount of times you drag a bomb through lasers. Oh god, PTSD.
Yeah, it's quite.
That version's in the complete saga because you don't have to do that in the video game.
It might, probably complete saga.
Could be, I don't know.
So you give it an 8 then, Liam?
I'll say 9. I'll say 9.
9, fair enough. Next one, Lego Star Wars 2. It's just a load of fun to play through the original trilogy because a lot of people like that one better than the prequels. If you're a kid who doesn't know about Star Wars, it's quite a cool way to learn about Star Wars because you're like, oh, cool, the story continues. It's not just a sad trilogy where the Empire take over the universe. There's people fighting back, and the missions are a lot longer, which is great.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, it was my first experience with the original trilogy films, and so I didn't find out that Luke was Vader's son in the film. I found out in the Lego game.
Yeah, same.
I can't remember, to be honest. I can't. But I know that, like James, I think my first experience or proper experience of Star Wars was with the video game.
That's fair.
But yeah, you know, Lego Star Wars 2, it's a great game as well. More to it, of course. Way more extras. Custom characters are brought along as well.
Oh yeah, that was a great addition.
Do you know that you can create Santa as a custom character as well?
Yeah. Oh my god.
You remember that?
I remember printing out the instructions on how to do that as a kid. So.
Yeah, I think I saw that on YouTube or whatever many years ago, back in primary school.
Yeah. That's what a good sequel should do. It should take the original premise but expand on it and make it better.
Yeah, and it added the bounty hunter missions as well. You know, we have to find the bounty hunters.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh yeah.
And then expanded upon that in the complete saga.
Probably. So, what would you guys give it then? I'd probably say a 8.
Yeah, probably same as the first one's probably like an 8 or something.
I don't know. Maybe 9 again. 9, 8.5, something like that. I don't know.
Fair enough. Because you're a big prequels guy, aren't you, Liam? So.
Yeah. Like I say, I like the original trilogy, but my favourite film from the original trilogy is Return of the Jedi.
Nice.
Yeah, and you know, after having rewatched the films as well, I just enjoyed the prequels more personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll say it's a good game, great game. It adds, you know, expands upon the first game and whatever. And I spent many hours playing it when I was young, like the first game. But yeah, probably 8.5. Yeah. Because of that reason, probably with the trilogies. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the creme of the creme. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, straight away.
Probably, yeah.
It's like
Up until
it was released on the Wii Xbox 360, PS3. So it's cool how they took both those games
as well.
Yeah, but the DS version was a bag of crap though.
I haven't even played the full thing. I mean, it's quite different to the other versions as well. It's quite different.
Yeah, the handheld versions of Lego games are really strange, but I don't know, it had kind of a very budget charm to it almost.
Yeah, I think it had less levels as well.
No, the DS. I didn't like the.
Which is not exactly what you want, yeah.
I didn't like the DS version. It was too weird. There was no point.
The Switch version of Lego Saga is going to be the same because they've stopped doing the kind of like shittier versions of Lego games on consoles now.
Well,
it'll be the same as the other console versions.
Yeah, just like less graphics.
It ought to be, yeah, it ought to be.
You'd imagine the Switch would do things right, you know, because it's way more advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, people forget DS was out in like 2004, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're expecting a bit too much for a game that's meant to be newer gen to be on an old something from 2004.
Especially since Switch is so great with like local co-op, and Lego is one of those games that's great to play with a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Cheeky couch gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically all the good things about the first two, but into one. There's more characters, more extras, more customization, more room in the hub world, which is fun. You get to, obviously, on free play, you get to mix the characters together and do other stuff. You get a few new characters as well, which is nice.
Can I just quickly add something? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I don't know whether you both know this, but on Lego Star Wars 2, if you have the video game on PS2 as well, or the same console, then there's an extra in Lego Star Wars 2 where you can turn on called Use Old Game Save, and then all of the video game characters into Lego Star Wars 2.
That's amazing. I didn't even know this.
I found that out, ages ago.
That is all.
Yeah, but anyway, the Complete Saga, it's got all those characters as well, and even more characters from the video game that weren't added from the prequels.
Yeah. Who did they add then? Because I know, obviously, you've got the ghosts who get added. You've got...
Well, they were in Lego Star Wars 2 anay.
Were they? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
What characters were added that weren't there before then? Like Lando Calrissian? Oh, no, wait, he was in it, wasn't he?
Most of them, I think, were prequel characters, so Boss Nass...
Oh, he wasn't in it previously? That's a shame.
Captain Tarples, I think.
Ah, okay.
A few more Jedi, I think, as well.
Like Plo Koon and...
Oh, Legend, I hear it.
And Ayla Secura and Kai Mundi.
No, I think Kiadi Mundi was already in the video game. I'm just trying to think of who else was added, perhaps, if anyone. Ayla Secura as well. She wasn't in the video game.
Ah, okay.
She was added. Can't think of many more, but... Yeah.
What about the episode 3 version of Mace Windu?
Sorry?
What about the episode 3 version of Mace Windu?
No, the episode 3 version was in the video game as well.
Oh, okay.
The only thing is that in the video game, in the Complete Saga, you can only play as Mace Windu in one level, and that's in Jedi Battle in episode 2.
Yeah, which is really a bit of a shame.
I know, but hopefully they'll remedy that, fix that in the Skywalker Saga for sure.
Yeah, hopefully they add like a Windu and Kit Fisto versus Palpatine level.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Anakin and Mace Windu versus Palpatine, then also it changes.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say in the Skywalker Saga, they said there's going to be over 500 characters, with most of them being playable. So it's going to be a pretty stacked game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ought to have absolutely everything, really. To be honest.
they're going to stuff it with DLC as well, because
which will be cool.
Video games do that, not anything else do.
And they're gonna have an online, aren't they, as well?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
But yeah,
it's supposed to be coming out in October. We haven't really seen much about it, like in terms of gameplay.
October.
Yeah, that's what the leaked date said. I don't know if it's still.
I know it was meant to come out towards the end of this year, but I don't know whether that's going to happen now, because we just don't know, do we? And we've got Star Wars Squadrons coming out in October instead, so I don't know. What's going on with that?
Anyway, TCS, better graphics, a mission added, just better in every way, 10 out of 10 for me. I know I don't always give 10 out of 10s with games, and I am... I try and be honest about it, but honestly, this is a 10 out of 10. So much fun. An amazing licensed game. Brilliant. 10 out of 10.
you know, in the extra room in the Complete Saga, there's also some other levels that weren't added to the video game that were added as well.
Oh, what levels?
They were added as bonus levels, so that's good as well.
What levels were these?
One of them was Anakin's flight, you know, where he's a kid and he, you know when he flies to the Trade Federation control ship.
Oh, cool.
They did that one. There were a few others as well. I can't remember, but they did the original pod race level with the timer, which they got rid of.
Oh yeah.
So they did that in the bonus level. Also, don't forget they added Indiana Jones as a character as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that Anakin's flight, because I found it by mistake, and it was just like the craziest thing. Like, whoa, this existed this whole time, and I never knew.
Yeah, it was one of those levels that was never, I suppose, completed and then added to the video game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, with Indiana Jones as well, you can watch the trailer for the first Lego Indiana Jones game as well, so they were promoting that as well. So I think it came out a year after.
Pretty
And
nice.
in Lego Indiana Jones, you can unlock Han Solo, although I never managed to do it. It's complicated.
What did you say, sorry?
In Lego Indiana Jones, you can unlock Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a slightly complicated process that I haven't actually done myself.
I see.
But yeah, the game was just absolutely amazing. You know, there was one more point I was going to say about it, but the customization's great as well. Like, I know you could customize things in Lego Star Wars too, but it feels like you can almost customize anything in TCS. So
Yeah.
and just make whatever.
It's Marvel, not Star Wars, but Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. They expanded the whole character customization thing where you can basically create your own superhero. Pretty
Awesome. Anyway, do you want to move on to the next one then? Battlefront 1.
We haven't, me and Ben haven't rated it, have we?
Oh.
Or have we?
Ben said at the
10
start.
out of 10.
Ben said at the start 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben said at the start 10.
Yeah, great game. Love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next one is Battlefront 1. Pretty good. I mean, for the day, you know. It's nowhere near as good as 2 in my opinion. But a lot of great banter for the day. There isn't really. I have a lot more to say about 2, but I suppose it was cool how you could fly in the. You could fly in battles on the ground and use the ships in like ground battles, which was quite fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, I'm probably agree with you, James, but I think Battlefront 2's better.
I've never actually properly played it myself. The only Battlefronts I've played are 2 from the classics and the modern ones, I guess.
Oh, fair. But Battlefront 1, I do like the campaign a bit, and I do like how some of the environments are a lot different. Like, the Geonosis map is more accurate to the original Clone Wars battle. You always play as the OG, the Phase 1 clones from the Clone Wars, which is cool. You can only do that on one map, on the Geonosis map on Battlefront 2.
I was going to say as well, in the original Battlefront, which we're talking about now, it's also worth noting that it came out before Revenge of the Sith, so I don't think there was any Revenge of the Sith stuff in that game.
Yeah, true.
Until Battlefront 2.
Whereas the second one's big appeal was like, hey, fight on Mustafar and recreate that iconic duel and stuff, which was pretty.
Yeah.
The Naboo map was quite cool. You could play as the Gungans on the one mission.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I've played a bit of it, but I haven't played it nearly as much as Battlefront 2.
The instant action and Galactic Conquest is... Well, the instant action's kind of okay. The Galactic Conquest is a bit weak, in my opinion. As I say, you couldn't play as the Jedi heroes. There was no space battles. There wasn't nearly any as much planets. Probably a 7.5 out of 10. Because there isn't, apart from the campaign, it doesn't feel like there's much to do. Gameplay is decent though.
What, sorry?
I said, apart from the campaign, it feels like there's not much to do on that one, but the gameplay is decent.
Okay, yeah.
So 7.5 from me. 7.5 from me. What do you guys give it, or have you got more points about it, or?
Well, I can't really rate it, but I imagine.
Oh yeah, you haven't played it.
I
might pick it up on Steam one of these days.
It's worth a play. Trust me, the campaign's worth going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've got any more points because, like I said, I've played Battlefront, but not nearly as much as the original Battlefront 2. I know you gave it 7.5, James, so I don't know. I'll probably give it, probably the same. Maybe 8 at a push. I don't know.
I wouldn't blame you giving it 8, 9 or 10 because it is a lot of fun if you're a Star Wars fan, but 7.5 from me. On a personal level, I mean, I absolutely loved it when I was a kid, but now even on a personal level, yeah, it's a push 8, like you just said. So,
I'll say 8 then, yeah, I'll say 8.
but yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. Next one, this is the bad boy, this is the OG, this is what everyone came to listen to. Battlefront 2, 2005, absolutely fantastic. Rise of the Empire was amazing. They were so practical with the campaign. It was just in-game cutscenes and Jango Fett's actor narrating. That was absolutely amazing.
I mean, it just for a long time it was the ultimate kind of Star Wars battle experience where you could just be part of that big battle front. I guess. But, yeah, so many hours on as a kid on PS2 sunk into that game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, same.
It was cool how you could play as heroes. There was about 1 billion maps, which was amazing. I never played the online, but I've seen footage of it, and looks quite fun.
Online on which version? Sorry.
2.
I mean, which console version or whatever?
Oh, on PS2. I never played the online.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I never had an online mode.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so much variety in the base game itself, which is why it kind of stood out up against its modern counterpart at the beginning, because you had all this single player stuff, including a campaign. You also had and you had instant action and Galactic Conquest, which is just it's not as cool as I remember it, but it's still a really unique game mode that I kind of hope comes back in some way.
I mean, it's still a crap ton of fun. You know, you can get loads of credits. You can go to different planets and try and take them over. There's loads of different battlefield options, like you can get a hero, or you can damage the enemy's vehicles, or the enemies have half the health, or stuff like that. Or you can have extra ammo, or you can have a hero on the field, whatever.
Yeah, if you have it on PC as well, you could get a ton of mods for it. There's loads of mods, which are great. There's loads of good mods.
You know, like Old Republic era, and people were working on sequel trilogy stuff before the new one came out.
Yeah, and improving the graphics and so on. Yeah, I've got the game on PS2 and PC. So graphically, I guess it looks a bit better on PC, which makes sense. But
a lot of old games do.
Yeah. What I was also going to say as well is that on the PS2 version, the main menu in the PS2 and PC versions are a bit different, because in the PS2 version you see footage from, I think, the films, whereas on the PC version it's more simplistic. It just seems to show concept art.
I miss that, honestly.
Yeah, I prefer the PS2 main menu to the PC one.
Yeah, I do.
Can I just say though, you know something else that was great about Battlefront 2? I did like the teamwork aspect to it. That was quite fun. It felt like it felt like on the maps you could work as a team better, because there was a load of different maps and it was a lot bigger. You know. What else was really cool? A new maps added, as I said. The maps were cool.
Go on.
Maps were really cool. There was a hero versus hero mode.
I was going to get that on Tatooine. Yeah.
Mos Eisley, that's where boys
can all that funky music as well. Yeah, and they'd also play the Star Wars theme, which would sound a bit different, but.
And there was a mode where you could take on. You could either be the Wookiees, or you could be the droids, or you could be the Ewoks or the Empire. Or what.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good.
I have to be honest, I never. Go on.
Well, I mean, like I said, I didn't actually get much playtime out of it, but so the idea behind it was just pretty bog.
Yeah, same. I didn't play Hunt much, but yeah, I've tried it.
What else was cool? I mean, some people don't like the campaign because it isn't that long, but I thought it was a lot of fun. I wish Order 66 mode was available on the PS2. That would have been cool.
Such a good mod.
What else is there?
I think I've played that, yeah.
I mean, the Jedi mechanics aren't the best when you saber fighting with each other, but they're quite good.
It's still pretty cool, though, to play as a Jedi or Sith.
Yeah, for the day it was awesome.
I like how you...
Sorry.
No, that's alright, you can go on.
You can, wreck as Darth Maul with just his saber throwing and stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Darth Maul's one of my favourite characters to play as in that game, for sure.
And what else is cool is that there's like so many different Jedi you can play as. It's not like they just got like 10. There's like loads of Jedi and Sith and heroes and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
there is some DLC, I think, of like Kit Fisto, but I was never made available.
He's got a special ball ability on the hero mode. It's really weird.
Oh, is it that one where he sort of makes a sort of water ball or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that might be a reference to. I don't know whether either of you two have, but do either of you remember the Star Wars: The Clone Wars micro series from 2003 to 5?
Nah,
The 2D animated one.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Sadly, didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a reference to that because he did that move in that series. You should give it a watch if you haven't. It's good. It's not canon, but because the 3D animated Clone Wars retconned it, but you should really give it a watch.
Is it as good as the high points in the Clone Wars or 3D Clone Wars or not?
Well, it's debatable, really. But something to note is that it's a different approach was taken with that series though, because it was shorter as well than the 3D animated Clone Wars, and there's significantly less dialogue. But in a way that could be seen as a pro. And the action, there's loads of great action as well. So
That's
It was
cool.
done by the same guy who did Samurai Jack, was it?
yeah, apparently, yeah.
It's got that kind of funky like style to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Battlefront 2, 10 out of 10 for me. I was going to give it a 9.5, but I just thought to myself, man, the game's so epic. There's so much in it. There are some problems, but... or maybe 9.5, I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's nostalgia.
I was literally thinking 9.5 just because it's such a great experience, but I don't think the AI was that great, I think.
Yeah, 9.5 then.
I don't know.
Because in TCS, because the reason I gave TCS a 10 is because there's more to do and it feels like there's just a lot more going on there.
Yeah, it'd have to be maybe 9.5 at a push, perhaps. I don't know, but yeah. I'll just give it a 9. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I still love it as well and got many hours out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Next game then. Battlefront 15 and Battlefront 2017. Battlefront 1 and 2. 15, it was just online, and I felt like the only good thing about it was the beta, to be honest. I thought the heroes weren't that cool.
Well, it wasn't just online, but it was much more multiplayer focused for sure.
I felt like there was some okay maps, but there was no prequel stuff, which was a bit annoying. Battlefront's meant to be all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, or like stuff that's coming out with the new films. I mean, they put Rogue One in, but
Yeah.
they don't care too much about Rogue One character today outside of it.
I don't know. I suppose to an extent, Battlefront 1, 2015 is still a great. I suppose it's still a good visual and sound effects as well. Star Wars experience, but
I mean, graphically, it was probably the best looking Star Wars game in years. It blew me away how they recreated all the particle effects from the old style of like CGI or special effects, I should say.
yeah, on the whole, the graphics were great. Maybe there were a few areas where I thought the graphics weren't quite so good, but it happens.
I mean,
Like I say, there's some good points about the game and great sound effects. I thought sound design was great. I think they used a lot of sound effects from all of the films.
yeah.
From, I think 1 to 6 probably sound effects.
A very good experience playing the original trilogy and stuff, but obviously not everyone was into that as they thought that.
Although one thing I do have to say is that the heroes and villains, or at least the Jedi and Sith, they don't really. Or let's say Luke and Vader, they don't really have much of a moveset, do they?
No.
That's the problem.
I guess not. I mean, it's more like abilities that they'd use that would just like conquer everything in battle. So someone who's playing as those characters, you're fucked basically.
I suppose, but I just think that the moves don't look as good, and there aren't as many. And I mean, Luke's normal lightsaber attacks, for example, are literally just swing lightsaber to the left, swing lightsaber to the right. I like his force push. That's cool. And he does have those special moves as well. And then with Vader, it's still pretty cool to play as Vader, and he's got a few special moves and whatever. But then it's the same with him. It's just his normal lightsaber attacks are swing to the left, swing to the right, and that's it. There's the other characters as well, bounty hunters and whatever. But
just as a whole, though, honestly, it's one of those games that I didn't buy it. I mean, I got it as a Christmas gift. It's just one of those games that you don't feel like it's justified the price at all.
No, it's not justified at all. It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those games. Yeah.
Even if I paid £30 for it, I'd still be thinking, okay, but is there more content on the way? No, it was like $60 or £60. It's like, what the fuck?
I have to admit, there was a point where I did get Battlefront on PC pretty early, but there was a point where I think it was close to when Battlefront 2, 2017 came out. I know that on Origin, which is the platform I got Battlefront on. I know that they were offering the season pass for free, so I managed to get that for free, which is good. But I suppose that was because Battlefront. Sorry, what?
I'm saying I wish I'd done that because I heard about that.
Yeah. I managed to get that, and then I played it a little bit. But I suppose it was because Battlefront 2 was about to come out, so.
You could play as the Emperor's Royal Guard, couldn't you? No.
Maybe, I can't remember. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it came with the best update, but got that.
I know that. Yeah, I know that there are some good films on YouTube, fan films made in that game that I've watched. Right. I suppose that was a sort of pro. I guess that would probably better if you had the game on PC for that, but.
That's cool.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I guess but it could have been more. But then we could, yeah.
What rating would you guys give it then?
I'll give it more than a 7, honestly, something like that. Just because it looks nice, but it's just not really. It's kind of hollow.
Yeah, I'll probably agree. I'll say 7 as well. Yeah.
Well, sorry lads, but I'm going for a 5. I was incredibly disappointed with it. I thought it was a bag of crap apart from the graphics.
That's fair enough, yeah.
And all the criticisms you guys gave, it just made me think even more like, it was just such a bag of crap.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm probably quite not the opposite of harsh on them is because DICE are full of massive Star Wars fans who wanted to do that kind of thing, but EA was like, no, make it into DLC and no, cut out of it. So.
Well, that's EA's fault, and that's EA's game, so I'll mostly blame EA then.
Yes, that's what it is, really.
Anyway, Battlefront 2 2017 then. This one was absolute crap at first, but then once added Supremacy and all the prequel stuff and all the DLCs, it just seemed to kick off and become great, to be honest. Well, not amazing, but pretty good.
Talk about a redemption story, though, because the devs just put in their time over 2 years, basically saying, we're sorry, take this free content, and you can't really complain about that.
Yeah, the space battles are okay, the graphics are amazing. Quite a few...
I think it was Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, quite a few maps and a lot more heroes. One problem I have with it, though, there isn't much of a teamwork aspect to it. You can just play as a heavy and dominate everyone, So, I'm not really...
Yeah, I guess there's that, yeah.
I'm not really as fussed. I do like the massive battles, but I'm not as fussed,
One thing that was great was when they added the single-player stuff with the better AI. So, instant action and co-op missions and stuff. I think that probably just, made me love the game funny, because it was this is what the old game did, but they're actually doing it better, because the AI is actually, playing it against real people now.
That's fair. What was the campaign like then? Because I only played one mission and I thought it was a bit meh.
Well, the problem is that... Go on.
Sorry, Johnny.
No, you...
No, okay. Well, I'll just say that the best thing about the original campaign for me was it was just simple, less is more. It was just about the 501st going from clones to becoming stormtroopers.
We're on about 2017, sorry.
I think he's doing a comparison.
But in 2017, it set up these characters and tried to make us care about this kind of Imperial soldier becoming a rebel, and honestly, I just thought this isn't as interesting. Really.
Yeah, the problem is that I'm pretty sure as well. I think DICE or EA or whatever that I think there was a sort of promise, or they were saying that they were promoting the story and saying, oh, you get to play as an Imperial and but the problem is that she wasn't. Do you mind if we spoil the story, James? Or
I don't care. I'm not going to play it. Go for it.
Well, yes, he plays Iden Versio, this female Imperial, I suppose. What's she part of again? I know she's part of Inferno Squad, but what's her role? I'm trying to remember.
I was going to say Inferno Squad, but I'm not really sure. But I think she was just like special forces.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. You play as her, but the problem is that pretty early on in the story, she basically defects from the Empire, and then she, turns to the, switches over to the Rebellion and the Resistance and whatever, and then she's sided with that affiliation. She has that affiliation for the rest of the story, really. A lot of it's repetitive. The gameplay, a lot of the missions are pretty similar. There is a mission where you play as Luke Skywalker.
Oh, that's nice.
It's probably one of the better missions. Yeah.
What do you do as him? Because I'm not going to play this, so.
Well, I don't think you do that much as him. I mean, I know that you kill some.
You don't forget about the stormtroopers that are like just. I think they just feel a bit overkill. We have to like keep deflecting.
Yeah, and there's these native species on the planet as well. I think I can't remember what they look like, but yeah, you kill those as well.
That Imperial guy or is it Rebel guy? I can't remember.
I don't know, to be honest. Yes, you do. That's one of the missions, and then you play as Iden Versio for most of the story, and then I think one of the standout missions is probably the last one. I can't remember if it was part of that free DLC that was part of the campaign, but there's a mission where you essentially play as Kylo Ren, and it's sort of Kylo Ren. You see a visual representation of Kylo. When he uses the Force to, I suppose, reach into someone's mind.
Yeah.
And try and figure out what they're, what he's trying to, he's trying to get them to reveal the info he wants or whatever. It's sort of, you see a visual representation of that, and then you keep chasing. Is it the man who Iden marries or something? And I can't remember. Or gets into a relationship with.
That's the only one I played because I started the kind of epilogue or future sequel trilogy campaign, but I didn't really continue with it because.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better missions because it was unique as well. But yeah, overall, she defects to the Rebellion/Resistance pretty early on, which is disappointing. And like I said, there are a few better moments in the story in terms of maybe just that Kylo Ren mission, maybe the Luke Skywalker one, and a few little sort of gameplay or cutscene elements. But yeah, overall, that was one of the campaign's one of the, I think, disappointing aspects of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, the same people who made the campaign, obviously DICE did the shooter stuff, but Motive Studios came in and did their campaign, and they're the ones who they're making Squadrons now.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm kind of worried because it's like, are they going to have the same people writing it, or are they going to get someone different?
Isn't Squadrons meant to be more multiplayer focused?
It is, yeah, but there is a campaign where you basically choose your own character and play from two different sides, which already sounds more interesting. Because I don't want a redemption story because it's just overplayed.
Anyway, what score do you guys give it then?
As the whole Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I'd say a 9 at the end, like because of all the content they added. I thought it was a pretty. I mean, I'm still playing like every other day just because I really enjoy that single player mode.
Well, overall.
Sorry.
Well, overall, it is much better than the first game. It's got way more content. I think there's still more that could have been added. If there's a Battlefront 3, perhaps, then I'm just hoping that, it has everything, and I mean everything that you would want. I say, it's better than the first game. It's been a little while since I've played it, but I'll probably go back to it soon. I gave the first game a 7, so I'll probably give it maybe an 8 or something.
That's fair.
Probably an 8.
I don't know what to give this one because the game really isn't my cup of tea, but I can't deny all the great stuff about it. So it just scrapes a 7 for me. But personally, I'm not that bothered. Supremacy's good. Maps and graphics are great. The space battles are alright, but again, gameplay and teamwork aspect is not the best for me. So it just scrapes a 7 for me. I know that's probably crazy to a lot of people because a lot of people like it, but yeah, it just scrapes a 7.
That's fair.
But
That's fair enough. Yeah.
gaming is very opinionated and it's all about taste and all that, and that game just didn't really do it for me that much. Anyway, next game, a game that did do it for me quite a bit, Force Unleashed. Absolutely solid story, to be honest. The dialogue's a little bit cringy and wimpy, but some of it's pretty good. I love the first mission as Vader, when you're like so powerful and you're just destroying all the Wookiees left, right and centre. It's just phenomenal. And then how you take on that Jedi and then Vader even kills his own stormtrooper.
He kills his dad right in front of him as well.
Yeah, that too. So it's quite shocking that Starkiller joins him. But it's because he's so force sensitive and Vader's like, yes, we've got to get you on board. And but yeah, it was amazing how the Force was so strong with him. And it was
I personally just love how powerful he is in the games. But it's one of the games of my childhood. It's one of those Star Wars games I just played again and again and again and again. You know, when I was in primary school, for example. Again and again and again, and yeah, I love it. It's got a special place. The stories. Yeah, the stories. I mean, I don't think the stories. It's not fantastic.
It's not groundbreaking,
but it is good. And the Wii, PSP, and PS2 versions definitely, they expand the story, have more missions.
Because you said the 360
longer.
Isn't the 360 version and PS3 missing stuff?
Yes, and the PC version's basically the same.
No, that's a shame.
Problem with the PC version is that it came out, about a year, just more than a year after the other versions, and so it was more of a port of the 360 PS3 version. So it had a few things missing as well, and there are even levels where the soundtrack might be missing. So you can fix that by looking online, by getting the right audio files and whatever. But that was a shame there. But it's still pretty good on PC as well. But but the thing is with this game as well, it's one of those Star Wars games again where, because it was on so many consoles as well, a number of the versions were quite different.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben? What do you think of it?
I've only ever played this. I've never played it myself. It was definitely a new experience at the time because we'd never seen a Star Wars game that was kind of like a modern game with all the kind of collectibles and stuff. But
yeah.
I'm not leaping to play it myself just because I don't really like that kind of era of Star Wars, I guess.
What, so you don't like the era between 3 and 4? Is that what you mean? Or
well, actually, I'd say I guess more like era of Star Wars content, like when that sort of everything was a bit edgy and stuff, and Starkiller's very much a kind of like the edgy badass. Doesn't really.
That's fair enough, I suppose. Yeah. I liked how you mentioned collectibles as well, Ben. There was a lot of collectibles. There's all the lightsaber crystals as well. I like how there's basically a black lightsaber crystals as well. But yeah, a lot of differences between PC, 360, PS3, and PS2, Wii, and PSP, for example, and the DS version even. I mean, when the Force Unleashed came out, I wanted to get it on the PS2, but I had to get it on the DS. So that was actually my first experience of the game, and the DS version is quite different to the other versions.
I played the first level of that on my mate's cartridge.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean it's a linear game. It's not open world or anything along those lines, but yeah, it's a linear game. I just love how you can just let loose with the Force, especially when you have all of the Force abilities and everything maxed out. There's all the costumes as well, the DLC costumes. There's the Ultimate Sith Edition, which has the DLC levels as well. The what ifs, on Tatooine with Dark Starkiller and Hoth, where you face off against Episode 5 Luke and the Jedi Temple level, where you face off against, essentially a dark version of yourself, of Starkiller. Loads of great things. I do love the game. I was trying to think. I guess. Oh no, I've just sort of lost my train of thought.
I want to say something quickly. I wish you could have been Vader's apprentice longer, and I also wish that Vader and Emperor didn't look so weak at the end of the story.
I suppose that's fair enough, yeah. I mean, it's not canon now, so...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It didn't actually happen. It's just part of the Star Wars Legends stories. So,
And yeah, for the time period, it's unrealistic as well. I mean, it's set up how the Rebel Alliance was created, because they used... Galen's family crest as well as the symbol, but yeah, it's a bit unrealistic, especially when Luke's not far away from, especially when the game's not far away from Episode 4, and so Luke appears, and I loved the fact that he just absolutely wiped the floor with Vader and the Emperor in the game, but yeah, I mean. Yeah.
I'll probably give it a 7.5 because of the extra content and he had effort put into it.
Like I said, it was one of those games I spent a lot of time on. So I've got to give it probably
a 10. No.
No. Probably 8.5. I think.
That's fair.
So, yeah, I was say 8.5,
yeah. Force Unleashed 2. Well, Ben, you didn't play it, so you can't say, but did you play Force Unleashed 2, Ben, or not?
No, I don't think I ever really caught any glimpse of 2, to be fair, because I don't think my brother played it like he did the first one.
Okay. I'll gloss over 2 then. Story's crap and weird. It's a bit over the top. A lot of it didn't make any sense. The whole arc sort of, you know what's going to happen in the start of the story. It's basically Starkiller saying, "Am I a clone?" And if you pick the bad ending, you are a clone. And if you pick the good ending, you still probably are a clone. And it's quite obvious you're a clone. It's quite obvious because you're on bloody Camino. So
no, I was just going to say, I don't think if you pick the dark ending, it means that he's a clone. It's just that the dark clone pops up and kills him. That's what happens in it. We don't actually know whether Starkiller you play is in that game. He's a clone, but...
well, it's quite obvious because he's on Camino.
I know, but there's still...
What happened to the old Starkiller's body? Did they just try and revive him then and make him out to be a clone or something?
But I don't know whether you've watched these in the game, but there's these sort of... There's a sort of thing you can watch in the game. It has like different chapters, and it basically uses concept art, but then it uses the voice actors as well. It basically tells the story of Vader and the Dark Starkiller clone, and him training him and the Dark Starkiller clone, sort of evolving. And I think in the first chapter of that, they are looking at what is meant to be the original Starkiller's body. So you'd think that he is dead for sure. I mean, there's still debate over it, but you'd think. But it's an interesting thing to watch in the game, and it shows the Dark Starkiller evolving, and then at the end, Vader speaks to Dark Starkiller, and I think this is not long before he faces Starkiller, and he says that if Starkiller tries to kill me, intervene or whatever, I think, and then if he doesn't, don't, which is why in the light side ending he doesn't pop up, and why when he tries to kill him in the dark side ending he does. Oh, and also as well, I don't know whether you've played it, James, but for the 360 and PS3 versions of the game, there's an Endor DLC level.
I heard about it, but I don't think I played it.
Yeah, it's basically it's meant to follow on from the dark side ending, and you play as Dark Star Killer, and it's quite fun actually because you just get to kill loads of Ewoks.
Oh, that's quite funny.
In a way, yeah, it's quite brutal in a way, but it's a what if, so it's meant to take place, I think, sort of during Return of the Jedi. He gets to Endor, he kills Chewie, he kills Han, he kills Leia, who becomes a Jedi. So you face Leia at the end, and she has a sort of yellow/gold lightsaber. And then at the very end, in the last cutscene, it shows Vader and the Emperor in the Death Star throne room, and then the Emperor finds out about, or he knew about the Dark Star Killer clone, and then he sort of briefly electrocutes Vader, and then he sends Star Destroyers to Dark Star Killer's location, and then it ends there. I know that you don't really like The Force Unleashed 2, but it was also one of those Star Wars games I played a hell of a lot. I just feel like you can still have a lot of fun with it. Well, you can just go crazy with the Force powers, and I mean, maybe the story could have been much longer. The game could have been much longer, and I think that I still don't think it's a bad story. I just think it could have been much longer.
I didn't like it. I just thought it was gimpy and weird and boring.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But like I say, the problem is that I think that the game ended up being rushed as well. It's one of those Star Wars games that ended up being rushed because I think LucasArts wanted it to be released, just before Christmas, because it was released towards the end of October, and so, or at least someone wanted it released by then, and then so I think it ended up being a bit rushed, like I say, and yeah, it has a few little.
Well, I'll tell you.
Problems and whatever.
I'll tell you what I give it: a 4 out of 10.
I gave The Force Unleashed 1 an 8.5, didn't I? Well, I like how you can play with 2 lightsabers instead, and there's the dismemberment aspect.
Yeah, that bit wasn't too bad.
It wasn't in the first game. I think there's some good boss fights as well with the Gorog.
Got a bit repetitive for me.
The Vader one was long, but and repetitive, but in a way I still kind of like it. I don't know, I gave the first game an 8.5. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just give it an 8.
You've gone mad.
It's just my opinion.
7.5 at best at a push, but fair enough, each to their own.
Like I say, it holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah,
the first game I played it a hell of a lot.
I was about to say you did play it a lot and nostalgia. Yeah. So anyway, I was gonna say Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars next, Lego Star Wars 3, or do you want to do that next or Fallen Order?
Might as well do Lego Star Wars 3 next, don't we? Because it came out before.
Alright then, so Lego Star Wars 3, not loads and loads to say about it, to be honest, just really upgraded. It sucks that you play from the most boring seasons of the Clone Wars, but it's whatever really. It's cool how you can control all the clone troopers, and there's a lot of upgrades, and obviously you can fly around and then you can land in a ship and do stuff in a ship and then fly to another place in some missions. Yeah, for a licensed game, quite good. I mean, what can I say? There's not a lot for me to say about it, so do you guys want to take... Have you played it, Ben?
No, I haven't.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a shame.
Everyone's still the show, everyone's still the show, so I thought... I think I got it free on my PS Vita. I played a bit of it, but I wasn't really... Because it's the handheld style, so I wasn't really a fan. But, I might give it a go when I've watched all the show, but I don't know.
Alright, Liam, do you want to go into mad detail then?
Like with quite a quite a few Star Wars games actually. It was one of those I played, maybe not quite so much as the Force Unleashed games, for example, and a few others, but I did still play it a hell of a lot. It expanded upon the other Lego Star Wars games. It has tons of characters. It's got custom characters again. It expands upon there's a bit more of an open world aspect as well. You can travel to. You're on the Republic Star Destroyer, but you can travel to the Invisible Hand as well, which is the Separatist ship that's in Revenge of the Sith.
That's quite cool.
They're quite big, both Star Destroyers, so quite a bit of exploration and so on. What's funny as well, because you can go to the Invisible Hand, you can go to the room where Anakin and Obi-Wan fought Dooku in Revenge of the Sith as well.
That is awesome. I didn't even know that. That is so cool.
Well, let's say that, although I haven't played the game, there is one thing about it that I can say I'm not a big fan of, and that's how they tried to recreate the animation style in like the Lego faces and stuff, instead of just doing like a classic Lego face. And I don't know, it's kind of... I don't think it's my culture.
Well, the Clone Wars Lego characters look like that, so I don't see why they change it.
No, I get that, but like, I don't know, I think for me, coming off of like the other two Lego games, I probably feel a bit weird. Like,
I mean, personally, I'm okay with it. It's understandable that they did that, but it's okay if you disagree. But like I say, it's a big Lego game. It's a shame it's only got Series 1 and part of Series 2. I wish it had more. I do sort of wish, and I think I did hope that there would be another Lego Star Wars game, another Clone Wars one, but that hasn't happened. It's interesting as well that the first mission it's a prologue mission, and it's episode 2 in the Geonosian arena. It's interesting how the game starts like that.
That was really awesome.
Because that's what started the Clone Wars, but yeah.
I didn't like how the characters didn't look like they did in Attack of the Clones, but it doesn't matter, it's whatever.
I know, yeah, I don't get why Anakin's hair was different in that mission. It
annoyed
his hair
me.
in the Clone Wars, which doesn't make sense, yeah.
Same as Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that for that mission, but...
And it seems a bit weird that they had a haircut straight after that. No, Anakin's hair grew loads straight after that mission, and Obi-Wan had a hair. It's like, what the hell's going on?
I think the start of the Clone Wars series, I think it's meant to take place something like, I could be wrong, but something like, I don't know, probably 4 to 6 months after episode 2. I could be wrong, but I think it's something like that.
I might look it up actually. But yeah, overall I give this game a 7.5. Probably nothing special, but pretty good.
I also like as well, there's more extras, and there's the dual sabers extra as well, so if you're a lightsaber wielder you can wield 2 lightsabers again and so on.
That's quite
I also
cool.
like how you can cut through doors, which wasn't in the original Lego Star Wars games.
Oh yeah, that is cool, yeah.
That was good.
they put Force Awakens to it.
Yeah, I think so. There are a few other missions added as well. I think there was a mission based off of the Clone Wars film as well. And I mean, yeah, I think it's. And also I forgot to say as well, there's you can unlock characters from other eras of Star Wars as well, and play as those. The Clone Wars, so that's good, yeah. Of course, the looks of the characters are different, and the lightsaber styles are a bit different, but I had a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think it's a good, if not great, Lego game. I gave the Complete Saga 10, and I'll probably give it. I'll give it a 9.
Fair enough. It says 1 to 3 months apparently. Clone Wars takes after that. So it couldn't have been 1. It has to be 3 months. Anakin's hair couldn't have grown that much in 1 month. What the hell?
Yeah, it's more realistic, yeah.
Unless he had loads of cream in his hair to make it grow, unless he kept buying dodgy stuff off Dexter Jetster to make his hair grow. But, yeah, so... Anyway, Ben, you please tell me, Ben, that you've played Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, of course I have. I played it.
Thank God. At least you can give a score on that one then.
Oh yeah.
This Star Wars game, I'm just going to say heads up right now, is absolutely and utterly epic. It is just.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's better than. I don't know if it's better than TCS, because TCS, I just feel like there's more to do in a way. But Fallen Order, there's so much to explore. It depends what sort of gamer you are. They're very close though. They're on par for me. If I had to pick one, probably TCS, because you get to play through the Star Wars missions and you're going through the actual Star Wars story. But this one's also epic. You go through Order 66, you get to visit Kashyyyk, and you go in a walker and you mow down loads of people. You talk to Forrest Whitaker's character, which is quite cool. There's new characters added. There's that, who's that Jedi woman who teaches Cal? She's...
Oh, God. Sia Junda.
Sia Junda, she's cool. The bloke with the massive chops.
He's great, I love him. He's funny.
What's his name?
I think she was probably one of my favourites by the end, just because she was brilliant.
She saved their lives, didn't she? What a hero.
Yeah.
She swam down really quick.
She was like part of the crew by the end.
Yeah, she swam.
Yeah.
She swam down quickly and teleported him, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Or something like that, yeah. Or use their magic to, I don't know, heal them, perhaps, I don't know.
Well, they probably weren't dead. I think she got there on time.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. And then they seem to be okay in the ship after, so it's not, I think it's possible that she probably used their magic.
Yeah. But yeah, the Sideburns chops, he's quite cool. I don't know his name.
What are you on about? The small character? The
little ugly pilot guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
He's called... How can he fly? He's too small to fly a plane, isn't he? No.
I'm trying to... what's his name now?
He's
called Grease Dry.
He's about 3 foot. Yeah. He's only about 3 foot.
I mean, it was pretty cool to see like an actor like Cameron Monaghan in motion capture. I guess.
Nah, he's probably about 4'11", but I like the design of the ship. I like the villain in it. She's okay. I like the twists and the backstories, like how she used to be. I can't remember. I know you told me her name, but the other Jedi woman who's in the ship with you all the time. Yeah, Sia Junda. I like how she's her student. I like that bloke with the massive beard and the long hair. He was quite cool. Didn't he get
Taron Malicos? Yeah.
Didn't he get?
Oh yeah, the fallen Jedi guy.
Yeah, I do quite like him actually. Yeah.
Didn't he die because he got teleported into the rocks or something?
Well, I don't know whether he's dead, but yeah, he's underneath the ground.
Oh yeah,
they're buried. So
they bury him. That's it. Yeah, quite brutal.
So, but we don't know whether he's dead for sure. Let's be honest.
He's got loads of cool magic, so he could be alive. Who knows?
Because they're definitely making a sequel, which is pretty good.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I wonder what they're going to do it about.
I don't know, that's the thing, I don't know.
There's, amazing story.
At least Merrin, the Night Sister, will get to have more screen time.
That'll be cool. There's more story to tell.
Show up a bit more, like an actual populated location, like Coruscant or Nar Shaddaa or something.
That'll be awesome.
That'd be great to go to Coruscant in a Star Wars game nowadays. That'd be
I hope Dexter and his band of merry men are in the sequel. Because I heard some.
Whether he's still alive.
No, but I watched this video about it, and they said he joined this rebel group. They came searching for him at his shop, and he wasn't there, so they just burnt it down. What the hell?
Is that canon or not?
It's just in a Star Wars comic book.
I hope so. That does sound like something that would happen in like the IDW adventure stuff.
So basically, what happened was, someone called him up and said, "All right, Dexter," and he said, "How's it going?" And he said, "So we know you've been helping the Jedi. We're coming to kill you." And then he said, "What?" Then he jumped out the window and just ran off really quick.
Well, what do you know?
He can run quickly.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really fast. Yeah, he ran off.
Well, he's been hiding those, hasn't he?
No, I'm joking. I don't know how he knew. I think he could predict bad things happening because the city went tits up, didn't it? So he just legged it, didn't he? Well, not fast. He probably walked off really calm in a disguise.
I don't think anything phases him. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he probably wore a powdered wig and he walked off. They probably thought, "Oh, he's fine." Nah. Anyway.
I mean, I want that to be canon just because that sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the think one of my favourite parts of the game, I think probably a lot of people's favourite part of the game is the flashback of Order 66.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was amazing with his master.
You know it's coming, but when it does happen, you just can't, like, you know.
Yeah, it is emotional. It is.
Because Revenge of the
friends, and then they turn instantly.
But I was going to say though, Revenge of the Sith sort of made Order 66 a meme in my opinion. Like, it was funny, but this actually made it something seriously sad, you know.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
It's quite a shame that...
Like, send them off and stuff, it's very dramatic.
It's quite a shame that his co-worker gets killed by the ninth sister, or the second sister, or whatever she's called.
It is, but it is, but I know it sounds a bit odd, but in a way I sort of like that. It just shows that
no one's safe.
It shows that the story is going to be dark or have dark elements and whatever.
Mm.
You know. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. I feel like it's the Star Wars game that everyone was waiting for. It's essentially open worlds as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Basically the first Star Wars game that is more or less open world.
Kind of, yeah. Although I guess we're never going to get a proper open world game with Star Wars just because it's like, oh, well, you know, you don't want to stay on one planet, you want to go to like a bunch of them, I guess.
Yeah. I think the story's great. I like how... I know that when I was playing through the game, I know that for a good portion of the story, there's an original soundtrack, which is good as well. But
yeah, it was fun.
I know that when you encounter the first Haxian Brood bounty hunter, then you hear the episode 2 soundtrack, which is good. And then I know that you know, other prequel soundtracks, for example, we used at certain moments, you know, like Anakin's betrayal for the Order 66 sequence, and Anakin's Dark Deeds when Vader pops up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, that moment was just great.
The thing is that, well, yeah, to me, it's a solid game, but there was one thing I couldn't get past. There wasn't actually anything like story or gameplay. It was just that for PC, it wasn't really... I don't think they've optimised it very well for PC, especially because it's like, it's using Unreal Engine 4, which is a great engine, but I was not getting the performance I usually get on Unreal Engine 4 games.
What sort of PC do you have?
Honestly, a good rig. I mean, I've got my processor's an i5, my graphics card is a 1066 gig, 16 gigs of RAM, good, obviously, powered and stuff. I spoke to other people on PC who played it, and they said a similar thing, in that it didn't seem to run well for them.
That is good.
So that was a bit of a shame. But I think, hopefully, they change that for the sequel and they get to know Unreal Engine 5 a bit better or something. I don't know.
I have to admit, I can't think of many. I can't think of many cons for this game. I mean, all I can think of at the moment is the fact that there's no dismember. Well, the dismemberment is selective, so you can only dismember. I suppose alien species. Let's say creatures like that. You can't dismember stormtroopers, but. What you say? Sorry.
I think they just wanted to keep the age rating, I think, just because, like...
It's possible, yeah. I mean...
back in the day, but the reason that it was fine back in the day is because everyone was really low textured and stuff, so if you cut off someone's leg, it wasn't very graphic or vivid.
I guess, because you could dismember stormtroopers in the Force Unleashed 2, but I guess that was all you could... You were mainly facing stormtroopers and... they're the most common enemies. And you couldn't really dismember anyone else, I don't think. But I remember being able to dismember a creature. I think it was on Bogano for the first time on Fallen Order, and I thought, damn, that's brutal. I know, I feel like it's quite... Being able to dismember some of the creatures and the way you do it, I feel like, wow, that's brutal.
Yeah, it is. I also like I like the little battle arena mode they added.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting any more updates, but suddenly they were like, hey, here's an update that adds a new mode and stuff, have fun with it.
Yeah, I've had a bit of fun with that. I need to play it more, but...
Basically, when I first got it, I just made like a ring of stormtroopers around me, and I tried to get on the last, like, deflecting their blaster bolt.
Fair enough. One of the highlights of the story for me was, I think this will probably be a highlight just for James as well, is when you go to Kashyyyk and you get to the top of the tree. I know it's got a name, but the Rothschild tree, and you get to Cal puts together a double-bladed lightsaber. That is just a highlight, isn't it?
Oh,
Epic.
yeah. I had no idea that was coming. So that was pretty awesome, to be honest.
I mean, unfortunately, I sort of knew about it because I ended up playing the game a bit later on, even though I got it quite early. I ended up playing it, in 2020 instead. So I did see a few little things when things were being advertised either in the cinema or on TV, which was a bit annoying, but it still came as a bit of a surprise, and it was still a good moment because I didn't know when it was coming, I suppose. I suppose the same with Vader as well. I found out that Vader was in the game, which I had no idea about, so I was a bit annoyed about that. But then I guess it was still a bit of a shock and whatever when he did pop up when he did.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of expecting it, but in the sense that of course Vader's going to show up, but they don't chicken out. They go the full mile and just have it okay, you can't win against this guy. You've got to
He's just OP, isn't he?
Yeah.
And if you try and run back and fight him, you just get strangled.
It's great when he just uses the force on the bridge. And then it's just you have to run.
I wonder how that Jedi woman survived when she got chucked off the cliff. How did?
Oh no, yeah, I think I thought at first that's her gone.
Yeah, I thought, damn, they're ending this game quite dark without her. Fair play. But I'm glad she comes back because it might make for some cool stuff.
Yeah, and the sequence after's good as well. I like how as well. I think a pretty cool moment is when she uses the Force to create a sort of Force shield, to protect, I guess, Cal and to essentially protect Cal, and then there's that shot where Vader sort of he's trying to stick it. He's sort of got his lightsaber over his head, and he's trying to stick it through the shield.
Yeah,
it's going through. That's pretty cool with the soundtrack as well. But yeah, I like how you can use a double-bladed saber as well as a single. It's a slight shame that you couldn't use two lightsabers, but there is a move.
There is a move, yeah, where you sort of flip them, take them apart, and yeah.
That's quite cool, yeah. I mean, shame you can't, but it's still cool.
I think exactly one, to be fair, because I've never. I mean, the double blade is cool, but I've always been more a single blade kind of guy.
Well, you can alternate.
With the double-bladed lightsaber, you can just mow down weak enemies, can't you?
Yeah. Well, you can alternate between the single blade and double blade.
What do you say, sorry?
You can alternate between the double blade and single blade.
Yeah. I like how you can do that, yeah.
There's a couple more games, but what score do you guys give it? I'd say 10, but what do you guys give it?
I've probably got to give it, probably a 10, in all honesty, yeah.
Ben?
The circle around him is just lit up green, and he's just stayed green.
Oh, he's gone. Let's just move on. Oh, hold on, he's back. Ben? Yeah, Ben's back.
Oh, no, it's happened again.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Right, okay.
Oh, sorry, I got disconnected.
Ben, what do you give Fallen Order out of 10? Me and Liam have gone for 10. What do you give it?
Oh, I'm afraid I can't go that high. I mean, it's definitely. I think probably just the issues from PC, and also the fact that one that is good. I don't feel like it did anything that new for me. Like it felt a bit like cold hat.
I guess. Fair enough. I've got no problem with.
Just quickly before we move away from it, like I say, I thought the story was great. There's some highlights in the story for sure. Some emotional moments. I also like how on Ilum as well you put together the new lightsaber, and then you can choose from a range of colours. In terms of the lightsaber crystal, which is great as well. What were you going to say, James?
Was the other stuff on there any good? Like the weird mods, how you can make a load of cals and loads of different things go on. Not the mods, but like the custom mode. Because I swear that.
Me and Ben were on about that a bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I still need to play more of that, but I think Ben's played a bit more of that mode specifically than me. But
Yeah, well, there's you can spawn in Inquisitor Cal and fight him, which was oh god, it was a challenge. Honestly, it took me about 2 hours at least.
Bloody hell.
Bear in mind, too, that I hadn't played the game in like a couple months before that, so I was also learning how to like replay the combat while doing it, I guess.
Yeah, I know that you can. There's a new story plus as well, so you can play as the Inquisitor Cal as well. You know, that costume with the double-bladed red lightsaber as well.
They admitted they couldn't really do like a proper New Game Plus because the way the game works is Cal rediscovering his Jedi powers. And if you had all the powers at the first stage of the game, you could basically just skip a whole section.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I mean, at least they added it in some way.
But yeah, next one. Oh, what the hell was it? What was I gonna say? Oh man. Let's have a look. I got the list somewhere.
I was going to say, there's Revenge of the Sith on PS2, isn't there? Revenge of the Sith.
I was going to say Elite Squadron quickly, but if you want to do Revenge of the Sith first...
No, it's up to you,
Elite Squadron will be quite quick.
I haven't played Revenge of the Sith, so I might as well do that.
Can I just say Elite Squadron quickly? Story was okay, new characters were okay. I preferred the prequel stuff in Elite Squadron. I liked how you could go to space, down to ground. For PSP, it was pretty good, I guess. I would have preferred a Battlefront 3. Probably 7 out of 10. Galactic Conquest and Instant Action were a bit meh, but there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I got in PSP too, played it a bit. I also like how I think it's the Galactic Conquest missions as well. In Battlefront 2, you know, without mods, you couldn't face, you know, the hero or villain from the opposing side in Galactic, not Galactic Conquest, sorry, in Instant Action, but you can in Elite Squadron, which is good. The story, from what I can remember, because it's ages since I played through the story, is decent. The story's decent. Yeah, I'll probably give it a similar score to you, James. Probably 7.5, maybe. Yeah, I like how you say as well the space to ground, and ground to space, which still wasn't put in Battlefront 2, for example. But
they probably just couldn't be arsed, which is a shame.
7.5.
Fair play. They couldn't be arsed, which is a shame, but there you go. Let's wrap up with Revenge of the Sith then. Ben, as you've played this and we've done a lot of talking about games you haven't played, you can start this off. You have the floor.
Well, honestly, I was playing it the other night because I was bored and I just had it on a PS2 emulator. And one thing I noticed was that the combat is like pretty good for like a movie game, you know.
It really is.
Use the Force. It's funny because like I've got kind of a funny story about it. There was one time when I was a kid, I was on this family friend's house, and I was like, I saw this game on their shelf, and I was like dying to play it, but because it had 12 on it, and I was like 8 or something, that the kid was like, no, you can't play this. And I was just like, I'm gonna play this game, and I didn't until I was like 17 or something.
You ended up robbing the game and sticking everyone up.
I should have done that, yeah. But yeah, it's. I don't know. I still haven't completed it really, but it's. Yeah, I imagine if I'd played it at the time, I probably would have been quite amazed.
I think it's just another one of those Star Wars games of my childhood. Personally, I played a lot. There's a fair amount to it. To be fair, in terms of content, I would say. For a film game, like you say, Ben, as well. Yeah, it uses it. Of course, it came out before Revenge of the Sith as well, which is interesting. It uses footage from the film. The lightsaber combat is really good, to be honest. A lot of great moves for each character. There's a versus mode as well, which you can play in single player, which I had a lot of fun with. You know, where you can just fight against other Star Wars characters who are available in the game. There's that level as well, the original trilogy level, where you can, you know, with Obi-Wan versus Vader. So Ben Kenobi and Vader are playable characters in versus mode as well. Story is a bit different to the film, but...
Bro, the alternate ending, that was awesome, though.
Yeah.
I'm the galaxy is mine, I thought.
The galaxy is mine!
What did he say? Yeah, he says...
No, the Emperor Palpatine goes, Well done, my apprentice.
Yeah.
The galaxy
Anakin
is
turns around and then he flips
ours.
back and kills.
And he says, here is your new lightsaber. Give it. I am the Senate. And then Anakin flips it in the air and then stabs him in the chest, and he goes, "Ugh!" And then he goes, then the two, for some reason it's not the shock troopers, it's the 212, which is weird. There with Palpatine. Then he goes, no, the galaxy is mine.
The galaxy belongs to me.
Oh no, it belongs to me. That's
The
it.
galaxy belongs to me.
That's it.
Alex, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, but it's great stuff like that because. I mean, there's not really you don't really hear much of alternate endings in Star Wars except for that one comic that was called like Star Wars Infinity. So it was fun to kind of stumble onto that.
Funnily enough, actually, I've got one of the Star Wars Infinity's comics, one of those massive collections. I still need to read it.
Oh yeah,
I've
read the one from you. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I've got the original. I think it's the original trilogy collection, but I still need to read it. But yeah, the game Revenge of the Sith has got quite a few missions as well. It's got bonus missions as well, which are fun. You get to play as other characters, like even Magna Guards and Grievous, I think, which is a survival mission. There's a lot of, like I say, good lightsaber moves from the characters, and the special moves. Differences in the story as well and how certain things play out compared to the film.
Yeah, like when he, instead of cutting one of Mace Windu's hands off, he just has a massive duel with him.
That was great. That's a great mission.
Yeah.
I love that. It's essentially, it's. I mean, and it's an interesting ending as well because it ends, where and it gets to the cutscene and then Mace Windu's essentially exhausted, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he tries to just keep going, but he just doesn't have any more left in the tank. So Anakin just kills him, doesn't he?
Shame when that happens.
What do you say? Sorry.
Shame when that happens. Yeah.
I know it's different. Showing maybe a character exhausted like that instead. But yeah, that was a great mission.
Didn't Anakin just kill Count Dooku instead of like the Emperor saying do it?
Yeah, they didn't use that part of the film footage. Yeah, in the game, when you defeat Dooku, it just cuts to an in-game cutscene, and it shows Anakin basically, impaling Dooku with his lightsaber. That's basically it, I think. And then it cuts to film footage, but it's after Dooku's dead, and he's talking to Palpatine.
What do you guys give it then? I'd probably give it a 7.5. It's quite awesome for a licensed game, and they didn't have that long to make it, did they? So fair play to them.
Yeah, 7.5 as well. That seems to.
Oh, I've got to give it higher than that. I've got to give it much higher than that.
Well, for what it is,
Got it. I almost want to give it a 10 in a way.
What? I mean, each to their own, but
I'll give it a 9.
Okay, that's fair if you really love that sort of thing.
Yeah, I do.
All right then. So
like 7.5. Just because.
it lagged a bit.
Oh, sorry.
You said 7.5 just because then it lagged.
Just because it does what it's supposed to, really. You can play through the movie, which is always fun.
Yeah. So as we come into an end, though, I just want to say we might do another one long into the future. I'll probably get a gaming laptop eventually and play like Star Wars Bounty Hunter and Knights of the Old Republic and all that stuff, and we could maybe review them one day if you guys want. Or
Yeah, that'd be good because there are some of the Star Wars games I've played, but I guess that you haven't played all Ben, hasn't you?
What other games would you recommend after Bounty Hunter and Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic?
Well, both. I'd say both Knights of the Old Republic games.
Okay.
I've played both.
Yeah.
What else?
We'll review the Skywalker saga. That'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to get Squadrons. I feel like I was a bit actually
Yeah.
said confirmed. So.
I would have reviewed Starfighter, but it felt like there was barely anything to that. I suppose it was cool how you flew a Naboo Starfighter, but it felt like there was barely anything to that.
I haven't really played that myself, to be honest. I think you can get the gameplay, but
I've never been able to get the old X-Wing games to work, unfortunately.
Oh.
I'll give that another.
Well, I think we can wrap it up there, guys. I think this is the longest podcast, so that's cool. Have a good one. Have a good one anyway, and thanks Ben and Liam for being on this one, and we'll
no problem.
see you in the next one then.